Hello and welcome to another video where I show you everything you need to know about the low-woof audio left-hand breath Deluxe version 3. Disclaimer, this is not the greatest pedal in the world. This is just a tribute. So this is the newest iteration of the left-hand breath Deluxe. It comes in a couple different color and housing options. I got the orange one with the black printing and I think it looks phenomenal. So this is version 3 that has some huge improvements and some knobs actually work different than on version 2. But we start with this whole row of knobs. We have level control, then we have basically 4-band EQ. Low, mid, high, presence, and then gain. Here we have the blend control, then we have a sub control, whatever that does, and we have a frequency control, and this function has actually shifted. Engaging the pedal, and here we have another modern setting, I think. So let's find out how the curves look. Everything on noon except level full, blend full, so no clean signal coming through, and gain on 0. The frag is on the left, so it's the lowest setting. Okay, let's start by adding mids. At 1.36, add some highs. Emphasis is this peak. Low. The huge peak at 95 Hertz. Now we have the mid gap at 200 to 220. That's the same as we have here. Presence elevates and broadens this whole high frequency. So gain should also add some high frequencies. Yes, it does. Not too much though. And now the frag control. As you can see, it shifts the high peak. And since I've talked to Joe, this is actually a mid peak switch. So when we zero the highs, you can see right here. It's here. And now you can see what this switch actually does. It focuses on the mid control. So now we have our peak at 4.7. It goes now to 3.7. So it decreases the volume and shifts the frequency. Now it's here. So again, with highs on noon, you can see it a bit clearer. Okay, let's leave it here and crank high again. So now we have the sub control, and on version 2 you could dial in the high peak or the 2 high peaks to your liking to fit to the amp, and it was a highly sensitive knob, so you had to really be careful. Now let's see what this is doing. Okay, here you can see switches again something. I wonder what though. I suppose suppose it's the high peak. Seems to be, or it's a different peak. Have to verify. But it does some things with the frequencies as well. So, oh, we have forgotten the modern. Decreases the volume. That is a sign for maybe compression. Okay, now let's find out how this pedal actually sounds. So, just giving you a bit of transparency here before giving you my verdict. I'm a Lone Wolf audio artist and I'm endorsed by the company. However, I paid for this pedal and each and every opinion is my own. So I don't talk stuff so that anybody likes it. And well, with the Left Hand Breath Deluxe, I think it's a really cool chainsaw tone. Joe basically did the thing what he did with the regular Left Hand Breath version of 3. When you engage the modern switch, the mids are shifted up to 1.4K, so it has a higher peak. And to be completely honest here, I like it more when the mids aren't as high. I like them more around the 1K hertz region. However, Joe said to me that this is basically what people need playing in a live context or in a band rehearsal context. It just cuts through more, and I definitely agree, it cuts through more. However, well, I still prefer the old school sound, but I think that's okay. Opinions are opinions. And I have to admit that I haven't tried it out in a full band rehearsal yet. I still have to do this, so I might update my verdict and say that the shifting of frequency is the best thing ever. But as of right now, I prefer the Left Hand Breath regular version 3 more because there I have the option to disengage the frequency shift. It would have been cool if it was here, but it's not, so no big deal, for me at least. And it's me again from the editing stage. So, Dome from the future. I already did this with the Left Hand Breath version 3, and I have to do it with a Deluxe version 3. I still stay to my words. I prefer the standard mode when I play isolated. But Joe told me, wait, you have to try it out in a rehearsal space. I tried it in the rehearsal space, and in the rehearsal space, this new approach, the shifted EQ, blew my mind. It blew the minds of all my band members. We highly prefer this version in a live situation because it just cuts through more. What this means for recording purposes, I still have to try out. So, I'm from future and I like it more, this thing here. Apart from that, I absolutely adore all the tweakings he did from version 2 to version 3. As you might know, version 2 of the Left Hand Rev Deluxe is my main studio chainsaw, and the frequency on the version 2 is a bass boost, or basically a bass cut, and this here is a mid sweep, and it's way better. You have much more control over your mids. You can adjust them to your amp. They go up. Again, would have preferred if they would have gone down as well. They don't. However, way more usable than the actual bass cut, because this I could easily do with reducing the low, which I still do. I still reduce the low. And the sub control also seems to have another function. It shifts again the frequency, gives you way more variety. On my Deluxe version 2, I basically just left it at a bit below noon. It was the best sound. And here I can actually use the whole range to get different flavors that I all really like, except cranked. That's still some funny stuff, but well, it's an extreme pedal for extreme music. The presence control works well, works better than on the version 2. I think it has more usable range without getting too noisy, at least in my opinion. And as with the version 2 of the regular, version 3 of the regular Left Hand Rev, the 3-band EQ is much more usable. You get, or much more tweakable, you get lots of different non-chainsaw sounds that actually sound really well. Just not my preferred sound, because I really prefer the chainsaw sound. But this pedal is really versatile. It's not only if you like chainsaw, it can do much more. Well, yeah, now it's your turn. What do you think about the Left Hand Rev Deluxe? Just let me know down in the comment section. Oh, and if you want to support this channel, check out the links in the description. And with this said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my Instagram. You should check out my Instagram. May the force be with you and have a nice day.